Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Logan with All Paths Taken. This is part 2 of our 100% walkthrough of Bloodborne. Last time we took down Cleric, Beast, and Father Gascoigne, which was awesome. In this episode though, we're going to be heading into the first part of Cathedral Ward and completing all of Old Yharnam. So expect a lot of beasts, a lot of ambushes, and a certain guy with a very annoying Gatling gun to get in our way. But, as always, we're going to go for a full completion. Every item, every secret, and every boss. So grab your weapon of choice, and let's continue the hunt. We are picking up pretty much right where we left off. Let me pull up my notes here. Yep. Alright, so it's time for us to grab our first blood gem, which we can also use for a side quest. Oh, speaking of that, I should show you where that is before we go into Old Yharnam or Cathedral Ward. But we got the red jeweled brooch. I am going to get this lamp. If you haven't already, you can head back to the dream to level up, but we're going to actually do that a little bit later. But we're going to run backwards through Central Yharnam very quickly to make sure that we can complete this quest. Or I should say, show you where it is, because I realized that I did not show you in the last episode. So we're going to run all through this way. We're going to go down this ladder at the end of the bridge that leads into the sewers. Excuse me, are you going to fall off? How are you alive? What? How are you alive? That's so impressive. That dude's got legs for days. But then we're going to run this way through the sewers. And we're going to climb the ladder up because we have an NPC that we were supposed to talk to before we killed Papa Guac or Father Gascoigne. And that is a little girl's, one of his daughters. He's got two of them. I think the window's going to be dark now because we already killed Daddy Deary. But you never know. We'll see. So the red jewel's brooch is a blood gem that's useful for the early game. It's not like super important that you have blood gems on in the early game, but I will say it does make a little bit of a difference when we get to Old Yharnam, where those guys attack really fast, and we just kind of need to make sure we do enough damage to kill everybody. But we're going to sneak up. And again, I talked about it in the last episode, but those of you that are playing with the strength weapon right now, like the saw cleaver, we're going to charge R2 and charge R2 again to do massive damage. It doesn't do as much damage with a skill weapon like the saw spear. I mean, early game, you're not going to notice too much of a difference, but when it comes to strength weapons like the Kirk hammer, you're going to notice a big difference if you try to backstab somebody and fist them with a visceral attack or bonk them with your big hammer. So, this is the window that you go to take care of the little girl, and you can talk to her. She just gives you, like, find the girl's mother, which we already found. She's got the red jewels brooch. Here, your tiny music box, yada, yada, yada. We can use that to give it to our Papa Guac if we really want to, or I should say use it during the boss fight. I forgot to mention this in the last episode, but we can use that to essentially, how can I put it? Stun, stagger, weaken, confuse. There's a lot of different words I could use, but we'll say it stuns Papa Guac when he is in his beast form, and it can also stun him and make him a little bit more aggressive when he is human as well. I don't really like doing that because honestly, the fight's pretty easy. You just have to learn how to parry. If you learn how to parry, this fight is golden. If you've upgraded your weapon once or twice, as you saw in the last episode, it's golden. It's very easy, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, we're going to pick up a very key item. This is one of our hunter tools that we need. This is the Blood Gem Workshop tool. So essentially what this does is it allows us to put passives on our weapons that make us a lot stronger. Hey, if you're enjoying the run, make sure to subscribe to my channel, All Paths Taken. I cover every secret, every boss, and every hidden path so you never miss a thing. Because here, we don't just play the game, we take all paths. So be sure to subscribe right now. So when we get to areas like Yargul, the Unseen Village, we'll be able to do 18% extra damage on top of the normal damage we're doing right now. Also, if you want to have a ruin, you can easily kill this dude right now and gain your first ruin. I believe it is Uden Writhe, which is just more quicksilver bullets. I'm not going to kill him because I don't need that ruin. You don't need all ruins to get through the game. You just need to have a good one, or like, I don't remember what it's called. It's not a great ruin like Elden Ring, but it is a pretty useful ruin. We'll get one eventually. I believe it's going to be Blood Rapture, if I remember correctly, from doing Eileen's quest. That will be where we get one of those trophies for the Platinum Run. Now, if you struggle with parrying, but you finally did beat Gascoigne, that's the only kicker to that, or this statement, you practice parrying on these guys. You can literally do it as soon as their animation starts of their attack. They have the largest parry windows in the game. Now, you might have been asking, what was that? There's an amygdala that we can't see over there that sticks his hand down and tries to grab us when we do that. Now, I'm going to switch garbs because I like this garb more. It's way cooler. Now, it's the same stats, so don't worry too much about it as we grab our bloodstone shards. We are going to kill this dude. This dude is pretty tough, but there's an even harder one a little bit later that we're going to fight. And that is a dude with a chain and ball. Or ball and chain. Is that how you say that? Ow! Good move. That dude's aggressive. Alright, so we killed him. Let me heal quick. He'll either drop bloodstone shards or vials. It is pretty 50-50 on what he's going to give you. We have 2 trolls, one coming way down there. So what I like to do, if I have a molly, I like to throw a molly to aggro one. And then we will be able to kill him before the other one comes at us. Hopefully, if he charges. Alright, thank God we dashed into it. Beauty. Nope, missed me. And are you gonna... There we go, easy peasy. Ooh, I'm not strong enough. What the heck? There we go. So if you didn't know, the combat in this game is the best. Like, there's not many games that are better, in my opinion. Because they just thought of a lot of different ways to engage you in combat. Like, the transformation attacks, they just hit harder. Like, especially with the saw cleaver, saw spear combo. If you wanted to use like a heavier weapon, you might not always use trick attacks as much, but there are still so many good trick attacks that you can do that just work. They work so well. But now we are going to make sure we have Molotovs, because I don't know if you can see it yet. Ah, you can. So right above my head, that little dark mass over there is a crawly that we're going to throw a Molotov to. Then we're going to have to kill or go get it before the big dude with the chain kills us, because he hits ridiculously hard. And if you don't dodge correctly, you're going to get absolutely obliterated. So let's get into it and let's see if I can burn him alive. Got him. Now we got to run and grab it real quick. If you don't want to fight the guy, you do not have to. I'm going to, because Mama didn't raise no, you know, weakling, wimp. Nope. I'm getting really good RNG right now, I'm not going to lie. He normally does a lot of quick attacks that hit really hard. Almost there. Got him. Heck yeah. More bloodstone shards. Now, down here is another blood gem that we can equip. I'm just going to grab it just cuz to show you where it's at. It's not a very impressive or very good blood gem, but it is a blood gem nonetheless. Now, if you're wondering, this door, it looks like something that we can enter. I don't know why, but it even says that we can, like, you know, deal with it and do something with it. It doesn't lead anywhere. I mean, in game-wise, it just leads to the door on the Great Bridge, because that's about where we are at, is by the Great Bridge. But there's no door. I think it was going to be like some secret that Miyazaki, the game director of From Software, and the dude who made this game was the lead developer of this game. I think they were going to try to add in like another side area, and they either ran out of time or just said, you know, it doesn't make sense. So they just kind of left it as is. Now, I will say you can have two different options of where you're going to go. You can go to Cathedral Ward, up that gate, but it's locked, and you have to buy the Hunter Chief emblem for 10,000. I do not recommend doing that because 10,000 is a lot in the early game. I would rather run this way and grab your blood vials and then take a hard left and go to Old Yharnam. Because once you kill Old Yharnam, you got to get the Bloodstar Beast trophy anyway. So you got to run through this area for sure and kill as many enemies as you can on your way there. Dog, be nice. Well, that was aggressive, sir. How did you not see any of this? I was waiting on you to come over here and try to poke me. Alright, well now that we got them dead, we can run over and grab some cold blood and more Molotov cocktails. And then we're going to head this way where we'll have 2 more dogs and a dude with a gun try to kill us from distance. Alright, once we get a little bit higher, the dogs will start to come out. I don't know why I didn't do my second attack, but alright. Ow, ow. I'm gonna heal before I die. Man, the dogs in Bloodborne, I forgot when you actually try to kill them how hard they can be. Normally, I just run through everything, because again, I've beaten this game so many times. I have thousands of hours in this game. I rarely fight enemies in this game anymore, because it's just more fun to run to the boss and try to do it like a boss rush, almost like a speed run, but I don't speed run because I don't know how to do any of the glitches. Because honestly, I have no patience. I don't really need to deal with it. Now, this guy gives us a very important item. He's a dude that's pretty easily missable at this point in the game, but we want to cooperate with him so he can give us our main passive or our main item that we need to do damage throughout most of the game, which is fire paper. So fire paper is like your buff or your fire spell that you might have in Dark Souls or Elden Ring that just puts fire damage on your blade or on your weapon. It doesn't work with every weapon in the game, because if it's a blood tinged weapon where it's going to also like fire bullets or deal blood, it's not going to work. Same thing with arcane weapons. If they specialize in arcane damage like the Cos Parasite or the Holy Moonlight Sword, or if it's made out of something the game calls Siderite, like the Burial Blade or the Blade of Mercy, then, excuse me, choking. Then it's not going to work, and you're not going to have any passives like that you can apply. You can still use the Beast Blood Pellets, which I'm hoping this guy will drop. Ha! Let's go. That was luck. But these things are what we really want to hang on to, because how they work is they allow you to deal more damage the more the meter fills up by the more you attack, but it also allows you to take more damage as well. So there is a trade-off to using these things, but you still want to play with them unless you are learning the boss. So if we're going to fight in this walkthrough a boss that you have never fought before, and it's a boss that I say is really hard, like let's say you haven't done the DLC yet, or you didn't know this area was the thing, I recommend fighting bosses without fire paper and without beast blood pellets, so you can learn how everything works and you don't waste any materials. Now, we grab the pungent bloodtail cocktail, or oh god, pungent blood cocktail, and now we are going to head back to the dream. Then we're going to start running through Old Yharnam. Alright. Kill the doll, because the doll's evil. And then we're going to go upgrade our weapon. Excellent. We are now at +3, so now we are looking for twin bloodstones. Now, if you want to get every armor in the game, you can buy Papa Guac's armor as well. It's a pretty good armor set. It's got good fire resistance across the board. The main areas that it lacks, though, is, you know, deflecting bullets. And then just your basic physical defense is a little bit lower on every stat. But overall, pretty good armor set. It also gives you very high beast meter. So beasthood, when you're using the beast blood pellets, it goes a lot higher. It's also got good rapid poison resistance, so your blood tinge damage would be it's very strong against that as well. It's a decent armor set, but I'm not going to collect every armor. I'm only going to collect the ones I want. We are doing very good on blood with 52 in storage, so heck yeah, we can just level up. Now, I said this in the last episode a couple times. If you're not at where you want to be with damage, then or with health, excuse me, if you chose to level up health first, try to get it to 20. If you're at 15, I think that's okay for Old Yharnam, because there is poison in this area, and the main armor sets that we have found so far are not good against the poison that we're going to deal with, the slow poison. So you don't need to have very high health, but you do need to have some health to get that extra resistance up a little bit more. Now, if you have any cold blood, make sure to use that as well. You can use it to buy your blood vials or bullets, depending on how often or how long it took you to try to beat Gascoigne. Then you're going to use the red jeweled brooch, and we're going to go slap on our blood gems that I forgot about to do earlier. So, from here, blood gem, fortification, choose your weapon of choice, and then we have, ooh, HP continues to recover, that's handy. And then we are going to put on our big red blood gem. Alright, now, the nice thing about blood gems is the red gem can go on any style of socket. So, it doesn't matter if it's one of the triangle ones, a crescent one, you'll be able to use it however you want. Now, we are going to prepare for the next boss, or I should say we're going to go to Old Yharnam so we can prepare for the next boss. This area is pretty tough. It's pretty tough. There's a lot of enemies that are hidden, a lot of ambushes that you can expect in this area, and you have an environmental aspect as well with an old hunter Djura who we're going to see here in a minute. I'll let him talk because I really like his spiel that he gives us. And I love this as well. This town is long abandoned, hunters not wanted here. And then we say, F that, and we go through the door. Almost dropped an F-bomb on YouTube. That wouldn't have been good. So, from here, if you really want to, you can go kill a crawler over there for more bloodstone shards, but we do not need them right now. We're going to actually come out over there from the shortcut, but we can see Djura right up there between the trees. You see that weird looking object above my head? I'll get a little closer and you can hear him speak. But he loves to be a pain in the butt. That's for dang sure.
Old Yharnam, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those alone. Turn back, for the hunter will face the hunt.
I love that line. I love that line so much. Also, just a funny little thing that From Software forgot about. We got a random floating statue. Yeah. So when they were designing the level of the game, they chose to put this somewhere, and then I think one of the developers just completely forgot it there, and it's made it into the game, and they've never taken it out. It's kind of funny. So we're going to grab these 6 blood vials over here. Make sure you do that before you start walking on the bridge, so you can kill this dude. Now, if you have the Saw Spear to +3, or whatever starting weapon you chose to +3 up to this point, and you put the gems on, you will kill everything in about 2 hits. There's very few weapons so far that will not kill something in 2 hits. Like, even the Threaded Cane by now, at +3, with the blood gems, should be capable of killing things in 2 hits. Now, once we grab the cold blood hidden in the corner, we're going to run around the other side after we took out all of those dudes and grab some more bloodstone shards. So if you are going to switch builds later in the game, which, again, if you're looking for the Chikage or you're looking for the Holy Moonlight Sword or something like that, then you can look at your stats. Ideally, I would say if you're going the skill route like me, 25 is a safe number before you start leveling up your blood tinge if you're going for the Chikage. If you're going for a weapon that's primarily arcane, like arcane is doing most of the damage, same thing, I would say around 25, 30 strength is enough. Then you can start working on your other stat to make the damage work. Excuse me, I was talking. Don't be mean. Oh, that's unfortunate. We got a useless gem. So instead of killing these guys, there's no real point. You can if you want to for the echoes. Oh no! Oh, that's unfortunate. We're skipping that area for now. But we are going to run through all the way to the ladder. If that happens to you, do not panic. Just run down those stairs all the way over here and climb up the ladder to safety. And then we will try to get rid of Djura right away. So, fully heal. Climb up the ladder. Oh, wait. I should mention this before we go up the ladder. If you have the Hunter's Axe, trick it before you come up the ladder. And when you get to the top, run at him full speed and tap R1. If you run at him full speed and tap R1, it'll be a thrust attack. The thrust attack is guaranteed to knock him off the edge to kill him. What I am about to do works about 80% of the time. Okay, so if it doesn't work, you just get on the ladder, go down and reset your game. Meaning exit the game and come back in, and it'll reset the location and you can try again. So what I'm going to do as soon as I get up top, I'm not going to take any steps forward. I'm going to lock, and I'm just going to shoot my gun 3 times, and he should fall off. Heck yes. Once you see the echoes appear, we can exit the game. And now, when we spawn back in, his echoes are just going to be there chilling for us. Or not the echoes, excuse me. His badge is going to be chilling for us right at the top of the tower, right where we're standing. Alright, let's log back in. Make sure I'm right and I'm not a dummy. And here we are. Beauty, the Powder Keg Hunter Badge. Now we can go backwards and go up top and try to kill all of those guys if you want to on that top layer. Again, there's not a real need or necessity to go kill those guys, but you can if you want. Where we actually want to go is right down there through that little area and into that side, because there's a very important item over there that we need, which is more fire paper, because you can never have enough in this game. Alright, down we go. Down we go. I'm going to go kill that other hunter as well, so we can get that area done with in one go. The main ways I would suggest fighting this guy is pretty simple. We want to work on parrying as much as possible. Try not to spam your gun. We want to base it off of when he attacks, so we can try to get a little bit more damage off of it. If that's not working, you can always do 2 to 3 transformation attacks and then back away and let him come get you. Oh, I tried to get him. Dude, why are you doing so many jump attacks? Yeah! Give me that charged attack, baby! Oh, no. Well, that's not good. I forgot that they like to come over and help. Hey, no healing. Healing not allowed. Healing is not allowed. That's cheating. Come on. Why you do this? What? No. Dude, why are you being mean? Just come fight me. Just come fight me. Just come fight me. Just come fight me. Ha! Aha! That's what you get. There we go. Beauty. Let's do a charge R2 and transformation attacks, and we got him. Heck yeah. Well, that only took like 5 minutes. Jesus. We got Bone Marrow Ash. That's a very useful weapon if you're doing a blood-tinged build or you're trying to use the cannon. And yes, if you did not know, there is in fact a cannon in this game, and it is wonderful to use. I'll show you sometime. Now we're going to come down here, and we're going to kill these 2 guys. Because we will eventually come across them later. And instead of being surprised by them, we could just kill them now. We will be going to get that item. It's a pretty cool armor set. It is the charge set, I believe. So we are going to run through the next area of the game. Actually, JK, what did I talk about earlier? We got to run up here and go get those fire paper and beast blood pellets. Then we'll go back that way, the way I was initially planning to go. So from here, again, you can take a left and go up and kill all of those guys, but there's no items up there that are needed. So I would recommend actually coming in here and killing Big Mama, or Big Daddy, whatever you want to call him. Grab your antidotes. There's a bloodstone shard right out here if you still don't have enough, which would be miraculous at this point of the game. And then we want to run this way, and since Djura is dead, we can whack and attack. I gotta stop saying whack. It just sounds inappropriate. But we can whack and attack anything in our heart's content, because it's not going to blow up. He will shoot if you haven't gotten this and you do it right. Where you want to do, or what you want to do, is with those guys still alive, you want to run over here and immediately run to the item, trying to get him to blow up those barrels so you don't have to kill them. Then you grab your antidotes, run across this bridge, and we're going to go bam. Oh, that was satisfying. For more bloodstone shards, and then we're going to come grab fire paper. And then we're going to come through here, and we're going to kill some enemies. We have one dude sneaking, or two dudes sneaking in the corner of the area. Then we got one guy that's going to jump out. So the red eye ones will poison you. They will poison you, so just be aware of that. Now, we're gonna molly. Oh. Molly. There we go. Because we got two of them over there that are sleeping and hiding in the shade. Let's see. We have another one here. This area is chock full of them. You do not need to come over here if you don't want to kill all of these guys. But again, just to show you where all of these guys come from, I'm showing you because there's a lot over here. Alright, perfect. So we got all of those guys dead. Now we're going to backtrack a little bit. Actually, let's go this way. It might be a little faster. We're going to go this way. All this does is just make a lap. You know that little dude that came up to fight me? Where is he? This guy that interrupted our duel. All he did was come from right over there. So it's no big deal. But now we're going to run past the statue on the left where we had those crows. And we're going to roll off to this ledge. And then we're going to roll off to that ledge. Walk down. And then we're going to fall down the rest of the way. This is where we're going to run into a lot more of those poison dudes. So before you grab the items, your goal should be to kill all of these guys as quickly as you can. If you have any Molotovs left, not a bad idea to use them, as these guys again will do poison damage. They might not see you very well because of how dark it is, but again, it'd be a good idea to use your Molotovs because there are more coming down the stairs as you see here. But once we take them all out, then, will I hit him? I whiffed. Well, that sucks. Once we take them all out, the next step would be to open that chest in the corner that you saw that's well lit up. And then we'll be able to grab the item that's inside. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's like a gem or something like that. Not something incredibly necessary, but something that's still useful. Yep, a gem. Now we're going to run up the stairs, and we're going to grab our first blood-tinged weapon of the game. I think this weapon is incredibly mid. It's the rifle spear. The rifle spear is basically a pokey weapon. It doesn't do anything cool. It's not very fun, in my opinion. I know there are people out there that do really like the game because it's a spear with a shotty on the end. Shotty with a body. Talking about a shotgun or a blunderbuss. So it is cool. You can parry with it. It's pretty dope. But it's not a weapon that I like because of how simple and you just hit kind of like one or two buttons the whole time. And there's not a lot of complexity to it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But now we are going to move into the next area of the game, which again, a lot of people did not know that you can kill a lot of the enemies down there without having to actually fight them. So down here you see a deceased blood-starved beast, and you just hear everybody moaning. But how you can stop the moaning is by walking over here, seeing this knot, and breaking it. And boom! A lot of them die. Easy peasy. Or a lot of them get wounded. Now, if you want that item over there, you are welcome to go get it. It is a madman's knowledge, but we do not need it. So, we're going to walk over here and grab this. I'm going to heal. We're going to roll again. And when we get to the bottom, there's going to be a big boy coming at us. So just want to roll when you land to make sure that you're in a position where you can fight back right away. If you don't do that, that's not the end of the world. Just know that, again, you're probably going to get hit. They do have a grab, so just keep that in mind. Ha 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 ha! That guy walked in the fire like a doofus. Ow. I almost got poisoned. Alright, so let's go kill the annoying wench over there that's just screaming her head off instead of trying to fight me. And she gone. I'm pretty sure it's a she. A striking blood gem. What does that do? I very rarely get striking blood gems. Ah, charge attacks. So strength builds. That's all yours. Most skill builds, not going to use a lot of charge attacks. So strength weapons, that's your go-to gem to use. Poor man's are pretty good as well, because that's like the red tier stone in Dark Souls games, where the lower the damage, I think it's once you're under like 10% health or 20% health, you have like a 20% or more damage increase. So it's useful, but not for me. We're going to kill the last of the enemies in the church. Then we're going to go grab our ritual blood if I haven't already. Honestly, I was talking so much I wasn't paying attention. And then... Why? Why are you still alive? Just take a nap like everybody else. Alright, so we're going to go into this little spot. And we should have a drop down right over here on the left. And then we're going to quickly turn behind to fall down again and grab an item. More cold blood. Now we're going to run this way and fall down. Fully heal. And we can grab the ritual blood as well. Now, the next spot is you can take either a right or a left. If you take a left because you see the glowy, there's like 7 crows over there. Yes, as stupid as it sounds, I have died to those crows. All it is like 3 bloodstone shards. Again, if you're planning on using 2 or 3 weapons, because like for me, for example, I'm planning on eventually switching to one of my favorite weapons, if not my favorite weapon in the game when I get to the DLC, the church pick. But until then, I'm using the saw spear. If you plan on switching multiple weapons for your class, understand this. You do need, I think it's 12, or no, 16 of every stone to get everything upgraded to the fullest. Okay, you have first levels 3, then 5, then 8. So once you find 16 of each stone, you can upgrade your weapon to +9, and then you need a blood rock. And there's only, like I said last episode, 1 blood rock in the base game, 1 blood rock in the DLC, so you'll have a max of 2 weapons that you can fully upgrade to +10. So keep that in mind as you're moving through the game. Now, the reason I bring that up is because if you're planning on using a strength weapon and a skill weapon, or a strength weapon and a blood tinge, or skill and arcane, or vice versa, or any mix and match you want, I highly recommend you focus only on your main skill or your main stat of the weapon. So for example, I can use these 2 weapons at any time the whole playthrough because they both will level up with skill. So if I had the threaded cane up to +2, you'd see that hand icon be to a B instead of a C. Even though it doesn't show it, eventually when this gets to 4, 5, and 6, +4, 5, 6, you'll see that hand icon, which is skill, get higher to like a letter B eventually. The rifle spear essentially is spread out through all of the stats, so I'd have to be balanced between all 3 stats to use it. Like I can't even equip it or use it at all right now because the stats don't line up. And there is no respecking in this game. So if you were looking to have like use every weapon in the game at that point, you're probably going to need to play through the game at least 2 times. And that means going through New Game Plus, 2 times to get those weapons, or to be able to use those weapons and get enough materials to kill, or to use, to, you know, like I said, be able to use it, right? Now, that does kind of detract from the game for some people, because they're like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want. I mean, I get it, but honestly, the new game cycle in Bloodborne is super fun, because the difficulty is so dynamic. You can make it super easy, or you can make it really hard, depending on what blood gems you choose, what weapon you're using, and how you choose to play. Like, if you want to use throwables, if you want to use what little arcane magic they have in this game, if you want to use melee weapons like I'm doing that are fast or slow, or use transformation attacks, there's so many different ways to play. It's ridiculous. But we had to run down here to get our bloodstone shard, and then we're going to run back the way we came and take a right so we can kill another lycanthrope that showed up. You should be strong enough to kill these guys really easily. Just 4 swings. Depending on how much damage you're doing, it could even be 3 swings. And then we're going to go across the bridge and take a hard left. Now, the first time I went down this alley, I about pooped my pants, because as you might have already seen, there's a lycanthrope up there. And it's looking right at us. So how we're going to do this is we're going to run, and we're going to take a right turn and grab the, oh god, don't do that, the beast blood pellets. And by the time we turn around, he's going to be down for us to absolutely melt with the saw spear. And we got more bloodstone shards. Again, if you're farming for items, the wolves now will have a guaranteed bloodstone shard drop. You don't need that many bloodstone shards, because there's still like 2 more areas of the game where bloodstone shards are just laying around. And I'm talking about Cathedral Ward, and I'm talking about, what's the other area? Nightmare Frontier. So we're going to come up here to get our shortcut, so if we eventually die, which we very well may, we have the way to get back. So coming up here, if you come into this room, immediately turn right to kill this dude who's waiting for us. Then we can grab another couple bloodstone shards. We get all the way up to the top of the stairs to grab our fire paper. We have now grabbed every fire paper in Old Yharnam. And then we're going to open the gate and run back up the ladder, because we have another dude to kill. A little crawly boy that has our more bloodstone shards. Again, if you need them, you are welcome to kill him. I wouldn't be surprised if he disappeared on my end, because I did try to show you that statue, and I thought I heard him groaning. So if that is the case, he might not be there for me, but I'll show you where he is as well. So we're going to come up here, grab more cold blood, and yep, he is still there. Sweet. All you're going to do, kill him. Boom. Got him. Now, if you want to level up, you are welcome to, but I suggest actually grabbing the rest of the bloodstone shards that are on this body, and then we're going to fall down over here. Try to fall down on the roof, not the wood pieces, because you'll take fall damage if you fall down here on the wood, and then you're going to fall down again, because we got a weapon to get, and that is after we kill 2 enemies. They're the same hooded figures that we've been fighting all level. They will poison you again, so watch out for that, but at this point, we should have plenty of antidotes. And now we get to grab the Hunter's Torch. So if you're like, what's the difference between these 2 weapons? Honestly, it's not much. It's just damage, I guess. And that's it. The Hunter's Torch is better. But in terms of what they do for brightness, it's pretty much the exact same. Now, if you want to go level up, I suggest doing that. Because we got the... what's it called? We got the shortcut. There we go. Words are hard. And now we'll finish the last little part of Old Yharnam. So, I'll be right back. All I'm going to do is put a little bit more levels into my character, and we'll be right back with more Old Yharnam. Alright, we're back. So, where we're going to come from here is out the door. We are going to take the right. Again, if you miss this dude, he will be back because you spawned in again. You're going to fall onto the wood, walk onto the roof, the second roof, then the wood, then the third roof, and all the way down. How did I take fall damage? I don't understand. Oh well, that's fine. But now we're going to run all the way down. We have a dude to kill at the bottom of the stairs, so make sure you have stamina for it. And then we're going to walk out the door. You do not need to kill that lycanthrope, because we can just run over here and kill the dude that's in the smoke that screams and probably terrified you your first time through the game, as it did to me. And even then, I still forget about him every now and again, and he still just gives me just the heebie-jeebies. That was rude. You don't get to poison me. So this one, for whatever reason, will try to poison you. And it's very aggressive a vast majority of the time. Dude, are you just hanging out? You just chilling? You chilling like a villain? You look like you're having a great time. I'll just leave you to it. Now we're going to turn around this corner, grab some quicksilver bullets, and we're going to head up the stairs to grab more bold hunter's mark. If you have a Molotov cocktail, you can use it on this dude, or you can just beat him with your weapon as well. So last bloodstone shards were there. Now we have just a couple items left and a couple enemies to kill. If you walk left of the boulder, you grab cold blood dew, and then down here we have an enemy that's going to try to poke us with his poison thingies. Now we're going to run across. We have 2 more enemies to kill. Where's the first one? By the tree. And then there should be another one up to our right, past the item. Yep, there he is. Hey, ouch. Hey, full heals. Nice. All right, now, at this point in time, you can enter the boss room. You don't need to go too far, so I'd suggest stopping right here. This is your Bloodstarved beast. I realized in the last episode that I didn't do a great job explaining bosses before we fought them, so I'm going to do a better job explaining them now. So here's how I recommend having your setup when you're fighting this boss. You have in your first quick item slot the beast blood pellets, then you have your fire paper, then you have your antidotes. Now, the reason I suggest having it in this order is because your beast blood pellets are what's going to allow you to do the most damage. So we want those right away. They're a little bit of a longer animation compared to the fire paper, which is super fast. So you do long animation beast blood pellets, short animation fire paper. Then you have antidotes when you get poisoned. And when you keep going through it, it's going to be beast blood, then fire paper, then I'm going to be on antidotes the rest of the boss fight until my stuff is out, because eventually you will get poisoned, most likely, especially if you're wearing this armor. So I also suggest, if you still have this armor set, the black hood and the foreign garb set, I honestly recommend putting it back on, as when you look at this set, you see rapid poison or slow poison is 17, where with the foreign garb, it's a little bit better at 27. So if you don't want to get poisoned and you've leveled up your health, like right now I'm at 16 vitality and 25 skill, I'd recommend wearing this garb. If you're at like 20 vitality, honestly, it's not going to matter what armor you're wearing. But again, if you don't want to get poisoned, you can wear this garb and then switch right back into it at the end of the fight. Now, if you do get poisoned, and you've used all of your antidotes because you've died to this boss multiple times, there are also antidotes behind that big statue or big headstone and grave or altar, whatever you want to call it, back there. Now, with that being said, how the fight actually works. You can parry this boss in a lot of the different attacks that it has, but the main ones I would suggest trying to parry are when it's sitting kind of back on its hind legs and it's staying low to the ground and its right claw comes out and tries to swipe at you. That's going to be one of the easiest and most consistent attacks to parry. I'll try to see if we can get that one, and I'll try to let you know if that is the move. But again, if you see me parry it, it's probably the best move to parry. The next move that is also very good, but it has a high risk to it, I should say, is if he stands up on his back legs and raises both claws and swipes one to the right, one to the left. That is a very dangerous move, as you can die in just that combo, as he likes to go 3 swipes. So it's swipe, swipe, little delay, third swipe. If you get hit by the first 2, depending on what phase this boss is in, when his attacks deal poison damage, yeah, it's very high risk. You can die in 2 hits because you'll get poisoned. You won't have enough time to heal, or you won't have enough time to heal yourself with the antidotes. So, yeah. But overall, when you dodge this boss, you want to try to dodge in the direction he's attacking from. With the exception of one move, his really long dash that he has. So if he's got a really long dash, it's very similar to the parryable kind of reach out and slash. The only difference is he'll kind of like bounce back and then jump at you. That's a move that you don't really want to try to parry because it's really odd timing. It can be done, but it's very inconsistent. And that move you don't want to dodge through. You actually want to dodge the direction he's going. So that would be behind you. That way you can land in a spot where you can hit him right away with transformation attacks and kill him a lot faster. A couple other words of advice is when he powers up for phase 2 and phase 3, he likes to roar. That's when you want to go hit him. In phase 3 as well, he'll try to do like a big fart cloud of poison that will just blow up the whole area. If you can stagger him out of that by just doing transformation attacks, a couple of them in a row, like 3 or 4 of them in a row, and you'll probably kill him by that point too, depending on how much damage you've done and how much beast meter you've built up. But that is the main words of advice that I have for this boss. And there's the last one, and it is the most important. Whenever he goes completely still, you have to dodge. That is a grab. If your health is not very high, you will get poisoned and you will die before you even get poisoned. It is basically a one-shot when your health is below like 15. So I'm on the verge where I should be okay. I don't think I'll die if I get grabbed, but I also don't plan on being grabbed. Now, when you use your stuff, it is as soon as the boss's health bar appears. So bolt paper or beast blood pellets, fire paper, lock on, switch to your antidotes, and here we are. Dodge into it, because that's the one he likes to leap at. We want to walk around that attack to the left so we don't get hit. Leap the direction he's going so you can hit him a little bit faster. That's his power up. We want to hit him again. That's the big swipes. I said do not try to parry in phase 2 or 3 because you will get poisoned. Now what? That is the parryable claw grab where he just kind of lumbers towards you. Ooh, look at that damage. And now he should be entering phase 3. Ow, that was a rare move. Which, you know, we don't get to see. That was fun. Alright, so that was the Old Yharnam, everybody. That was fast. That was fun. Now, we are gonna, or I should say one more thing about that boss, is in phase 3, or let me explain the differences between the phases. Phase 1, no poison. Phase 2, he adds poison to his attacks. Phase 3, if you get close to him, like if the altar is the boss, I'm about this far away, I will slowly build up poison. So just understand, you do have to do pretty good damage in order to maintain in order to maintain your health, and you know, try to stagger him and kill him when he buffs himself like I did. This again is where your antidotes are at, and now you should have gotten 2 trophies, one for killing the boss and the other for grabbing your Thumerian chalice. So that'll do it for Old Yharnam. The next episode we will cover the later part of Cathedral Ward. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the walkthrough, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.